It's got a little mastic on there. I'm just going to put it on in there. I'm going to do that a couple times, because then that keeps pushing the mastic down there further. You know? Now some of it obviously is going to come out when I squeeze that together with the clamps. That's alright. I've prepared myself for that. And I want to get all that in there. I'm glad I got the masking tape on the edge. So once I get to this point, I don't want to go back and forth with trying to keep it clean and everything. The thing with liquid nail is when you get it on a surface that you don't want, it's best just to leave it alone until it dries, and then you can cut it off. If it's got an edge on it, you can cut it off with the sheetrock knife. You wipe it off, then it gets all in the pores of whatever you're working with. You're never going to be able to like clean it off per se, you know? Because it gets all over. But once you let it dry, then it's like hard as a rock. And then you can just get it off. Now see, I've got masking tape on the top here, so when I peel that masking tape off, it's not going to get on the pores of the paint. I won't be able to clean that off later without affecting the paint, you know? So I've just got a little staging area for my caulking, and I've got it pushed down, and I just grab a little bit with my putty knife and work it in there. Now I've got to take that out. See how it's spooging already? It's all right. Get my little screwdriver in there. Try to pack in a little bit more around that as best I can. Oh, when this liquid nail dries, look out. The other thing about liquid nail is it's kind of smelly to a certain extent, you know? But it's not going to hurt you. Open your windows or something. I wouldn't run an air conditioner, because then you're going to get it into possibly blowing the fumes into other rooms. You know, you can keep your door propped open, your outside door, whatever. I mean, it's not that bad. Okay, that side looks good. Man, some of that's going to get on my clamps too, huh? I'll be able to work with it. Okay, now for this side. I'm already starting to think how I can keep this mastic, any overage, off of my clamps. You know, I probably could put another piece of masking tape over that before I clamp it. What about that? Then it won't get on my end pieces. If it gets on the end piece, you know, is it the end of the world? No. I can pull these end pieces off. That's what I like about these. And then, you know, clean it off of this, or I could do it without that and just leave the metal. But then the metal could leave an indentation in the wood. And so I'll just push that back on. I'll use it that way, I'm sure. But this liquid nail, I'm not too concerned about this drying just yet. I've got to kind of work sort of briskly You know, I don't want to take my time too much, but it's not like gonna bond instantly. I've got maybe 10 minutes working time on here. See, I'm just gonna keep packing it. When I think it's full, go over it again. Over it again. Push it in. I'm pushing it in. I'm pushing it in. And I'm pushing it in. Okay? I can raise the screwdriver up a little bit and go some more. See, you don't have to have a contractor do this. I know you can do this. Have I showed you anything so far that you don't think you can do? I don't think so. I think you could do this in the comfort of your own home. If you don't like doing this, that's fine. You can hire a contractor. He'll charge you, oh, I don't know, $50 an hour, $35 to $50 an hour maybe. Even if it's less than that. I mean, sometimes you can get lucky. Maybe you get somebody who's off work and he'll do this for hardly anything. You know? But he's still going to want 15, 20 bucks an hour or more. And wouldn't you rather save that and do it yourself? Because, you know, you're probably going to have some other doors that are going to need this same repair sooner or later. If you know how to do one door, that means you know how to do the next door. But you're going to pay a contractor to fix your first door and your second door and your third door. You know where I'm going with that, don't you? It starts all adding up, huh? You know, that's why I want you to learn how to do this. And incidentally, most things on my channel, I think you can do. I say I won't show anything that I don't think you can't do. You know, if you can't do it, I'm not going to show it. And I stand by that. Because if I don't think you can do it, what's the sense of me showing it anyways? What's the point? I want you to learn, and I want you to be able to do it yourself. You know? See this see what I mean about this mastic? It kind of, you just have to keep wiping it off and stuff, and it kind of wants to get all over. A little trick for you too. If you happen to get it anywhere, you gotta wipe some of it. Wipe your finger first. Get your finger wet, and it doesn't stick on your finger. You know? That's what I do. Okay, I got that pretty good. Now, in those little areas, you know how it was flaking apart? I'm just going to kind of, I don't know, sort of wiggle it in there. I can get it in some of those little grooves. The rest of it is going to bond together, and I think it's going to help. And once it dries, I may have to touch up the corner a little bit more. When I put the masking tape on, I put it all on other than the exposed area of that hardboard. You know? Okay, I think that's it for the mastic. Liquid nail, heavy duty. That's heavy duty, all right. Well, see, you could almost leave it like this if you didn't have the clamps, but you got to get some of those clamps anyways. You're going to start doing some of the stuff yourself. You need to start adding to your tools. If you're trying to justify, well, you know, that's why I hire somebody to do all that. You know, the amount of money that you're saving, you can go and invest in yourself. You can buy a few tools. Your tools aren't going to cost as much as you were going to have to pay to get this fixed. Okay? Then you'll have your tools for next time. Alright? And these clamps don't cost very much. The clamp I showed you, this clamp right here, guess how much? 99 cents. You go look at the hardware store. You might find that your hardware store it might be $2. Okay? You think you can afford that? I think you can. All right. What are we going to do next?